I'm down here, guys.
With 3 kids, I'd say like 4,500 just for car insurance.
We're talking about
Kids.
money and what things cost.
What kids cost you? You know what kids cost you?
Oh, all right, very good. This is not in here.
Molly dropped off a copy, Helene, I think.
Oh, okay, that's just color. Maybe it's a little clearer.
All right, so, you know who I am, you know what I do.
You want this open or?
I mean, it's up to you.
No, I don't care.
So we are being recorded,
Okay.
and the time is, let me just get in here, 8:59. Okay. So this is Jack and Molly Sylvan, 175 Parkwood Road, townhouse you valued at $933,200. You're asking for it to be reduced to $800,000, correct?
Yes.
And then if you would just raise your right hand, you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Okay, let me just thank you to come in here.
Who do I sign below? Or-
You can both sign there. Yeah, I mean, Jack and. You know the policy, you know, I know you know.
Yep. How's she doing?
She's doing okay. You know, she was in the hospital a little longer than, she wanted to be with blood pressure, but she's home now, and yeah, doctor.
She talked to me, she called me like a month or so ago, or
Yeah.
2 months ago, and told me.
Yeah.
So, that's crazy.
You can leave that on the table. All right, so.
I think her mother passed away in the middle of surgery,
Yeah.
if I recall.
So many years.
Oh, I know.
That was nagging at her.
Sure,
Yeah.
We lived,
But now-
when I was in high school, we lived 3 doors away from him.
You know, we were, I think it was, well, she was
A nurse at St. B's.
Oh, okay,
At
it
that
was before
time.
she went into real estate, yeah, I just remember, or, no, it's like right around that time, because she was at nursing and real estate at the same time.
Yeah. Wow.
All right, so, I know this house that you bought, Jack, and when did you buy it?
We closed, June 9th
Oh,
of 2021.
2021, oh, okay. All right, and you paid what for it?
$675.
Okay, yeah, it was in rough shape. All right, so we've got Mountain Laurel. Let's see. So what did this come out to? Came out to 800?
Yes.
Okay. So let's just look at the photos of which one you chose. I sent this listing to so many people. I said, you guys, this is the diamond in the rough. You can't beat this location. I mean, but everybody's like, too much work. I said, oh.
I mean, you open up a wall and you're literally taking studs out with your hands. That.
Right?
Because they had all those trees that were so overgrown in the house.
Yes.
There was no ever air going through the sails of the house, so it was just so punky and wet, and then it would dry out, and then it would just, it was, sawdust.
Did I see that?
I mean, what I tried to do was find homes that were, because the house is fairly large for the area.
Uh-huh.
So I tried to find comps that were bigger or in the neighborhood.
Uh-huh.
So that's why, like, Mount Laurel was a pretty sizable house for the neighborhood, you know.
Yeah.
Webb Road, you know, although it's over by Brookline, it still kind of brackets the square footage. And Stony Brook Road is right there in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And then, you know,
I was thinking about this yesterday when I was trying to, deal with an appraisal that came in under for fire. How far out do you allow yourself to go with an appraisal? Like a bank appraisal? 2 miles?
Oh, it depends where you are. Like, where was the house?
Milford.
Oh, I don't do a lot. No, but I would try to,
I mean, is it from a bank appraisal standpoint, is it acceptable to use a 2 mile radius?
yeah, because it depends where you are. Like, say you're in Laurel Beach and you don't have, and there's only 2 comps in Laurel Beach, and you might have to go over to Morningside or Woodmont.
Yeah.
You know, or something along the water, you know, I know.
True.
So that, you know, or maybe you have an oddball house, maybe you have a 2-bedroom house that's all fixed up and it's selling for more than it might normally.
Yeah. Then
you would try to expand your search to find other, but you would always try to find at least 1 or 2 within the neighborhood.
Right. So out of these comps, what would you say are your best 3?
I used 1, 2, and 6. I weighted the most. I said, you know, comp 1, they're the most similar in size, and comp 1 had the fewest number of adjustments. So that's all.
Comp 1 had the fewest adjustments. I know, I'm just making my notes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sometimes it's just a quick,
Yeah.
we go through so many of these.
Yeah. And, you know, and when I went in, Jack and Molly, they cleaned it up. They changed a couple of the bathrooms, but the kitchen is still original. Not original, but for whenever they redid it 40 years ago.
What was it in 2000? What was the last before this new revamp? Let me look it up.
What was, I can't.
I'll look it up. Just curious. If they have you valued now at 936, not in the condition that house was in, no way. All right, so you're, oh my God, in 2019 they were $1,730,000 for appraisal. In 2020 it went down to $933,200 and then stayed at $933,200. So I mean those people were way overpaying their taxes.
Well, she had the senior.
The senior tax relief.
He passed, and she was only paying, I think.
Well, they froze her taxes or whatever.
Taxes for, yeah.
Yeah, but still, I mean, the house should not have been appraised at that value. It's because I know it. That house was in rough shape. Good bones, but rough shape. So what have you put into it, Jack, that you've had to bring it up to speed, would you say?
I updated the plumbing, you know, new plumbing to the bathrooms, electrical.
It had old kitchen, old bathroom.
I left the kitchen, I ran out of money.
Okay.
They painted.
Mine has been that way for 35 years.
Yeah.
So you know.
Probably ours would be just right there. We painted.
Redid the floors.
Yeah, redid the floors.
At the time I was there was no landscaping. It was all dirt. So there's just
no landscaping still.
Yeah, it's all dirt, tree stumps.
Yeah, no, I drive by it.
There's no planting, so the curb appeal is.
And I had to put a new roof on it because it was leaking all over the place.
Yeah, but what we have to do is go back to that 2019 to 2020, you know.
That's
So
what I tried to
in
do.
that condition, it was bad. It was bad. I mean, honestly, even 800 in 2019 was a little bit of a stretch for that, in my opinion. I mean, across the street, where they paid $790 for that, the ranch that I sold to,
That's a beautiful house,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was
The tree went through it.
yeah, like the week before closing, yeah. So there's no way this should have been, even 800. It shouldn't have been $1 million, that's for sure. So, yeah, I'm gonna take a closer look at the interiors of these, but if there's anything else you wanna tell me, like, would you say for just not, bullet point for comparable number 6? Need a magnifying box, please.
Again, I was just trying to find houses that were similar in size.
Uh-huh.
And given the updates that the house, that Jack had done, to make it habitable, it was that even though this house was newer, based on the photos, it looked like it was about the same effective age.
Yeah.
So, again, like it was hard to find comps that were similar in location and size. So.
Yeah, that's fine. Not even a mile and a half away. All right, I'm gonna look at these, but, definitely knowing this house, there's no way. It was 933 or even $1,700,300 back then. It just wasn't. So, yeah.
I mean, it's, like I said, essentially Jack and Molly cleaned it up.
Mm-hmm.
And still a little bit to do.
Did you look at any of the other houses on the street that didn't sell and what's there?
No, I just based mine on sales.
Yeah, which I know, that's what they try to do, but honestly, if you can't find the comps, I think too, because there are other homes of this size on that street, I just.
Okay. I mean, I can go back and shoot you an email.
Yeah, if you see it, just, that would coincide with that 800.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you, even if they didn't sell, you just want to see what's on the street, similar in size, what they're assessed for?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll shoot you an email.
Okay. Do you have my, because I changed company.
Oh. Who are you with now?
Company.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mike Henry was with guys with
Oh, really?
in the city, yeah.
Oh, he's in the city?
Yeah.
My friend's wife is just started over there a little while ago. Ann Roach?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure. She's with Katie. She's on Katie's team.
Yeah.
It's a pretty amazing company. Very innovative. Yeah, especially in the city.
He's got a lot going on.
Yeah, it's when I finish here, I have a coaching session with them.
Wow.
It's
great.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Their technology is amazing. So, yeah, I mean, I will push hard for this.
Okay.
Majority.
I'll try and, I got a long day, so I'll try and do this tonight and send it over to you tomorrow.
I mean, perfectly fine. Yeah, we don't even start deliberations until, tomorrow night, and then, it doesn't mean that you're gonna be in the queue for tomorrow night. You probably won't be, since we've already heard a whole bunch of hearings, so,
Do you have a lot this year?
Not many, no.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, last year was, I don't know how they did it. It was a nightmare.
Yeah, I turned like 2 down because I didn't think I could help them.
Yeah.
And then Jack was the only one that I thought we could help.
That's one of the things that we stressed this year. It's like, for every one that you do, there's a bunch that you don't do because
Yeah.
you know, you're honest with people and say, I don't think I can help you.
The guy was on Old South Road, and the town has, the appraised value was 3.2, and he came in and he paid 3.7. And I'm like, how can I explain to the, so you essentially overpaid, you know, what are you trying to say? What are you trying to do here?
No, it's
Like,
tough.
How do you
You can't,
justify that?
you can, and it's like, you just, you know, sell your soul to the devil and then you lose your reputation.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So, and your mom is good?
They're doing well.
Are they in Florida
They're in Florida, yeah.
for the winter?
Yeah, they've been there for 2 months.
Well, I know she must have been busy, and especially, I called her at one point, she texted me and said she was on the golf course,
Yeah.
and she never called me back. Oh, I know, I wanted to ask, does Damien does he do roofs?
Yes, yeah,
Okay, so somebody needed a roofer, so I'm gonna, Tim Falvey needs a roofer.
yeah. Yeah.
So, that was my question, I was pretty sure that he.
He does a lot of commercial stuff,
But
but
he's
he
like,
has like a residential arm that he does
Okay.
do that. He did the roof here.
oh,
That's not Parkwood, yeah.
oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
all right,
Great guy.
yeah.
Great guy.
Right, I'll give Tim, you know Tim Falvey.
Yeah.
They're buying a house in Black Rock, I'll
Oh.
give him, yeah.
Well, where are they moving to?
Pearsall.
Everybody's moving to Pierce Falls.
Yeah.
Which one? Is that the house the McHenrys were gonna buy? That didn't ever
They
fall?
put a bid on it?
No, they were gonna buy a house on Pearsall, and then there was
Oh.
too many building issues, and they walked away.
Oh.
They sold their house,
no.
didn't they? The one that they just bought?
Yeah, they didn't like it, and then they bought another one.
Yeah.
They bought one on,
Because I know they were renting for a while.
yeah, they bought a house like on Middlebrook or Millspaw, and something they didn't like, and they sold it right away, and I think they bought a house on Larkspur or Sleepy Hollow or
Well,
something.
I don't know what the price range is, but there's another one coming on Pearsall that was on before, but it is mint condition. It's probably only
Everybody in Fairfield,
$7.99.
everybody in Fairfield is going to Black Rock,
My
it's
buddy
crazy.
in Tom Donahue, they love it. They're over on,
They're on
Farm
Farm Ford,
Yeah.
yeah, they bought the sergeant's house.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's great over there.
yeah.
I lived for before I got married, I lived on Woodland for, oh my God.
No,
I had the first floor of a two-family house,
Oh,
and there was two sisters that owned the house, and they were, I mean, I was in my early 30s,
yeah.
and they had to be 65, 70, and I'm on the first floor. But I lived there for like,
So was there a walker going?
it was like you throwing beer cans out the back window. But they were like, oh my God. It was a great gig because it was a nice apartment. I was paying like $600 a month, and they never raised my rent for 7 years.
Oh, my
The same
God.
apartment today is probably 15, 18.
sure.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Oh, it's great. Oh, more than that.
Tony, do you need anything from me, or no?
Nope, that's it. That's good. We're good.
All right.
All right, great
Well,
to
you did
see
that.
both of you.
Yeah, likewise, tell me when I said hello.
Oh, I will.
Good
I
to
will. Yeah, good to see you too, Jack.
Tell Tony I said that.
Oh, he's not on my good list right now.
Where is he right now?
In my basement.
Hello?
Yeah. He's working at, he's a welder.
Yeah, I know.
He's working down in Norwalk at, Artistic Ironworks.
Hey, tell him I'm gonna call him. I need to get a fireplace for him made. He's probably perfect for him. Pay him cash.
Okay, yeah, and then he'll want me to buy him some equipment to help do that. I'm like,
I'm gonna have to
We
wait
were
for it
just
all.
talking about getting kids out of diapers and formula and nursing never ends.
getting him out of the basement, how about that? That's another category.
I have a boy coming in May.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
Jack,
so-
this is so great. Oh,
Loud.
those little girls are just like,
Thank
oh,
you.
this is like kiss them all. Your parents must miss them.
Yeah.
Good morning, being
So,
away.
Tell him I'm gonna reach out.
Okay,
Tony, thanks.
all right, you're welcome. Thank you, guys.
Hey.
Are you Brian?
Hi.
Hi, Brian, come on in.
Hey, Jen.
I'm Helene Bailey,
Hi.
and I'm one of 7 board members, and so I'm going to hear your appeal today. Let me just record. You're being recorded. The time is 9:19.
Do you see a lot of people?
We don't have that many.
Oh, really?
Last
Interesting.
year with the rebound, there were, I think, over 500. This year it's like
Wow.
150 something, so not bad.
Wow.
I'm going to just read this statement and then have you sign. Okay, if you'll raise your right hand, I need to swear you in. You solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment, appeal, now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
Okay. And if you wouldn't mind signing next to the X there. Okay, so you guys can. So what do we have here? 62 Meadow Ridge.
Are you on the, how does it work here? Do you work for the town?
No, I'm just a volunteer.
Oh, okay.
This is an elected position. I was on the board twice elected. And then my term was up. I went on the Affordable Housing Committee, which was appointed. And then they had a vacancy here. So they asked me if I would come back on. So I'm like, yeah.
So you're doing both?
Yeah. But yeah, no, I sell real estate, so
Okay. All right. You know what you're talking about.
So yes, and it definitely helps to have. Okay, so you tried to sell this in 2020.
It was on the market, yeah.
Actually, so you put it on in the base period in 2019,
Yeah.
right? Okay, let me just make note of that. Okay. Had on the market for 1795. And, I didn't confirm your information. So 62 Meadow Ridge Road, town has you valued at 1,678,400, and you're asking to go to 741,300.
No.
That's a big, no?
I don't know where that's from.
Okay.
So that's land assessment, sorry. Maybe I can just run through what.
What's that?
That's land assessment,
Okay.
not
Our land.
full assessment.
Okay, so you're.
No, that's what it's currently assessed at.
I'm just looking here.
I've got it all here.
Yeah, I'm looking at your.
So I was just saying that.
Your land is valued at 741.
Correct. I'm just stating that. And.
Okay. So what are you asking to go to?
So so in terms of total assessment, I'm asking to go to. So I looked at assessment, not appraisal.
Yeah, that's fine. I can figure out appraisal.
Okay. So assessment, I'm asking for $150,000 reduction.
On the assessment.
On the assessment, correct.
Okay, so you're.
So my total, so I'm looking for an assessment total of $1,024,880, which is $150,000 less than my current assessment total. And
So your assessment right now is 1,174,880.
so less 150 of that, essentially.
So $1,024,880.
Is that 150 off the?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
$1,024,880 on the assessment, not on the. I don't know what the difference between appraisal and assessment is.
So then we divide that by 0.70. You would come to 1,464,114. Okay.
Compared to 1.7, is that what you're
Compared
saying?
to 1,678.
1.6, so is that 150 difference?
Yeah, well, yeah, so it's 150 off the assessment.
Okay, and what do I pay tax on?
You're paying taxes on the assessment.
On the assessment, okay, that's my argument,
Yeah,
okay.
the assessment times the mill rate are your taxes.
Okay,
But in terms of, like, we also look at appraised value, so what the fair market value is of the
Right.
home. You know, clearly you had it, let me go back to your.
but, so, it's not so much the value of the property, it's the value of the land, and I'm on,
Okay,
I
all
want to
right, so
discuss
let's
with you.
talk about that.
So, I'm not arguing the price of the property.
Okay,
So I'm on 1.3 acres.
1.32
One-
acres,
yeah.
yeah?
Of that, a third of it is wetland,
Okay,
which, according to the town, I can't do anything with except walk on.
right. What if you had, do you know if you have any, consideration for that on your field card?
Well, no, because if I look at if I did comparables to my neighbours, what all their usable land and what they pay per square foot, and I actually pay higher than everyone else per square foot for my.
Are these all on Meadow Ridge?
Yeah, this is 62, 40, 100, 129.
What's the terrace?
So terrace is this is an example, it's across from me.
Yeah.
It's a vacant plot of land,
Mm-hmm.
and I was comparing that as well. That's on 1.12, which is, it's literally, if I look across the street, it's from the corner. So it's a corner of Meadow and
Oh, yeah.
Festival. So that was just like, that's full usable land. Whereas I've got this, which is totally
Oh, yeah.
unusable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big chunk.
How much of that would you say? Do you?
I know exactly. So it's roughly sorry, I did the math here. It's roughly a third. It's around. I had it in square foot. Sorry. Let's see. 1 second.
Yeah, I know that, I remember showing a house back there, and, yeah, there's a lot of wetland there.
A lot, yeah. So basically, if I look at, so here it is. So my actual usage of land is 0.88 acres, and I'm on 1.32 acres.
Yeah, okay.
And so I'm just asking for some consideration in terms of what I'm paying on tax, where I'm paying the same, if not more, of per square foot tax
Right.
on land I can't use relative to my neighbours that can use their entire land.
Have you asked the assessor if you're getting any?
I have. He didn't. He said no.
He said no. Okay.
So I went there first. Said, is it worth me lodging?
Yeah.
And they said yes, it is.
Yeah.
Because I don't
Okay.
get.
Well.
And you can tell I don't get any because if I look at just per square foot what I pay,
Yeah.
I pay one of the highest per square foot compared to everyone else that has usable land.
Yeah, because they're just going by feet.
They're just going by feet, and I just look at, well, how much feet per feet am I paying?
Right.
And for all this usable size, I'm paying more than them.
Yeah.
And I can only use 0.88, and they're 1.1 to 1.29 acres. You know? So that's what I'm asking for consideration in. And also the valuation, you know, it devalues the property when you're looking at this compared to a comparable home that is not on wetland.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I know that area in, are you at the end?
We're in the middle.
We're in the middle.
Middle, yeah, pretty much. So my neighbour's doing the same thing, for what it's worth.
Yeah.
We're doing it together. I don't know if he saw you.
No, I haven't seen.
Okay.
All right, well, this seems pretty clear cut.
Yeah, I'm not asking for anything like, I'm just asking to be comparable to what my neighbours are paying relative to the land.
And I mean, listen, if you truly have wetlands and unusable land, then there should be something on your.
Some consideration, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that number I came up with, I spoke to a realtor, and that's what they suggested. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, what they'll do on a field card is they have like levels, and what happens when we just say to the assessor, all right, if we drop this down to a 7, or I don't even remember what his table is on land, but he assigns a number to it, if there's wetlands, and so that'll automatically drop your assessment down. So I'm not sure what that exact number is going to be,
right.
But we'll try to get it like right around what you're asking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just kind of threw that out there. That's what a couple of my realtors I spoke to, but I don't know what that means. It's like, how do you value that?
So, just land right now, and
300, yeah.
So, in order to get you to, just trying to. So if we took the 741,300 and subtracted 150,000, that would bring your plan to 591,300.
Yeah, which is $15 per square foot when I worked that out, roughly, which is still high. I mean, I appreciate I have to pay some tax on the land.
Yeah.
But.
All right. Well, this is good, and we can keep.
Yeah, you can keep all this.
Yeah, that's great.
And
this new information is not in here?
Yeah, I didn't put much in there.
No, that's fine.
So comparables, for example, this is 1.29. This is the closest to my 1.32.
Mm-hmm.
That's their assessed value, which is pretty close to mine.
Right.
And they're paying $12.77 per square foot. I'm paying $12.82 per square foot. That's 100% usable. I'm 30% of that not usable.
Right.
If I look at what's usable, I'm actually paying $19 per square foot, which is 0.88 acres.
Interesting. Okay.
So that's the road, and that's what they're paying right now.
Yeah.
So that's a reasonable, comparable.
I'll make a copy of that too.
You can keep all that.
Yeah.
All
right, good. So just to let you know what will happen next, I'll be presenting your petition to a majority of the board at a deliberation session for consideration and vote. You'll be notified by mail of the board's decision within 7 days of the decision. And all of our decisions are made in March. By the end of March, it will be over. If your appeal is denied, which I think it will be, you can come back next year. If you were granted a reduction, you cannot appeal again until the next revaluation in 4 years. If you don't agree with the board's decision, you can take the next step and appeal your decision in court. And the instructions on how to appeal in court will be in your decision letter. Okay?
What's your name?
Helene.
Helene.
Daly, yeah. Who's your realtor that you work with? I know.
You asked me.
That happens to me all the time.
Annie Kruger.
Oh, Annie, sure, I know Annie. I've known Annie since she's been a little girl.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've known, I'm a friend of her mother's, and Kathy and I worked together. In fact, I got Kathy into real estate.
Okay.
I remember we had coffee together, and she said, I'm thinking about going into real estate. I said, yes, you can do this. So she joined Fairfield County Real Estate with me.
Right.
I worked there for 17 years, and then I went to Berkshire Hathaway, and then Kathy came over to Berkshire Hathaway. She's still there. And then I went to Compass.
Right. Wow. Long time. Good.
Long time. We've been friends a long time. So, yes, I know Annie very well.
I know you kids. Yeah. Very good.
All right.
Well,
thank you very much. And your that's Kathy?
My wife.
Oh, wonderful.
She's chief of BMS in Trumbull.
Fantastic.
She has the hard one. I got the easy job.
Oh, my goodness. Well, thank you so much for coming today. We'll do our best to get this done for you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye. Gloria. Weird. Okay.
Hello,
Hi.
how are you?
Are you Kenneth?
I am.
Hi, have a seat. I'm Helene Daly.
Hi, nice to meet
I'm
you.
one of 7 board members,
Okay,
and I'll be hearing your appeal today.
okay, thank you.
Just to let you know, you are being recorded, or we are being recorded.
Okay,
The time is 9:41. All right, so, see, where is this at? Kenneth, are you an attorney?
no,
Oh, okay.
I'm a family member, this is an estate. I have my sister's executor,
Okay,
so I brought that.
okay, perfect, we'll put that.
You keep that, or I guess?
Well, I can make a copy. I'll make a copy of it.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Before you leave here, just
Okay.
to put that aside for now.
Okay.
I'm going to swear you in, so if you raise your right hand, you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Okay, and then if you just sign next to the X. There's a pen there.
I got one.
Okay. So, I wasn't even sure that there was land there. I didn't remember.
It's kind of tucked in.
All overgrown, or,
Well, there's only 33 feet of frontage there.
so it just.
It's like, it slopes down,
Yeah.
so.
I know that side of the street especially slopes down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't.
I have a drawing if you want to see it. Do you care?
Yeah, no.
Well, these are like ideas that we've been tossing around, and nothing came to a truth. And this division is actually not there. This is more accurate, because this one, but they're not very, this is just an idea of how to put a house in there. I don't think that's.
So it's right here?
Yeah, and see, here's High Meadow Road. There's only a small access on the top.
Yeah, you're on that, yeah, I know exactly where that is.
Yeah.
You're right where the curb is.
Yeah.
Yep, okay, now, yeah.
So, and this is just an idea. This is not a plan.
That would be
Yeah.
so downhill.
This is just one idea.
Yeah, even your driveway would be downhill.
It would be, and I'm not a fan of downhill driveways.
Yeah,
I don't know about
not
you.
this part of the country, yeah.
So.
And that you just keep on going. You'd have to build a big retaining wall there if there was ever ice or anything.
It is a difficult lot, and that's one of the reasons we think that it's overvalued at 510.
Mm-hmm.
The property's been on the market for over 3 years.
You know, I don't know why I'm not being able to pull it up on MLS.
Oh, I got MLS here. Hold on a second. Here.
What's the number?
Here, you
It's out there, 170.
can have this. And you can have this. You don't want the field card, do you?
I have the field card.
I don't know what this is. Is this one of your documents?
We have that. All right, so let's see. It was on the market.
Well, it was on the market for over 3 years. It's currently listed at $449.
It went on in 2018.
Yeah. The broker's price here, he's estimating it at $435. Is our broker's estimate.
Okay. And then it came back on in 2019 for 550.
Was it that high, 550?
And then it reduced Fort Road for 600 and
600.
600
remember asking.
93 days, that's a total of 1,111 days. And 22. Range, now it's on for 49.9. January 22, it's been on for 40 days. Total of 1,152 days. Okay.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah. I have some notes here. Let me see. You know, the sewer is a problem because there's no sewer hookup.
None of those properties on that street are sewer.
Yeah, I guess not.
Okay.
There are some, yeah, so,
They're all septic,
yeah.
City water, though.
Yeah, city water. But, you know, it's a difficult site, cut and fills to level it out and,
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, if you're looking at fair market value, market speaks, and, you know, people were looking for land to build, and, you know, I've had buyers looking for land, and I'm sure I've sent them this, and, yeah, so, all right.
we were asking for 410 to 435, somewhere in there.
Do you have any other, it's tough, do you have any other sold comps?
Oh,
That would be in here?
yeah, there's some in there. That's our best information and most current. I mean, I have some old stuff, but.
Okay, well, this is good, because it's all in the valuation period. Yeah, you did a good job. Yeah, I know those were sloping too, but not nearly as sloping as yours. The two on hillside. Those were down, down the hill a little bit, but they weren't like yours. Yours is like this.
Yeah.
Meadow Ridge, okay. 475, 37.5. And you want to go to?
We'd love 410 to.
You want to change this to 410? 435.
Well, I don't know. I mean, what do you recommend? I mean, does it hurt our selling features? I mean, if we have it assessed lower, does it matter to a buyer?
410 to 435.
Yeah.
Okay. No, because it just means less tax.
They like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, this seems pretty clear cut, and your agent did a good job with getting the comps in. And make a copy of that too.
And you want to make a copy of this for me?
Oh yeah, I'll do that right now.
So it sounds good then, huh?
Yeah, and may I keep this?
Yes, you may.
Okay.
I'm wondering
Right back.
you don't want my outline, do you, now?
No, I have it.
All right.
Give you back the original?
All right, thank you. I might need it again, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what's your name again?
Helene Daly. Actually, I'm with Compass Fairfield.
How do you spell Helene?
Helene.
Well, it's very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. This is new. You just gave me this, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Right. Anything that's newer is getting into the file because we
You guys
do
gotta
all
share.
of, we do all of our deliberations remotely, so we
Yeah.
have to have everything scanned in, so.
Okay, so I think this went well. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
and then I'll just, read to you this statement, just so you know, next steps. I'll be the one presenting this petition to the majority of the board. You'll be notified of a decision, within 7 days.
Of today.
Of when we make our decision. I don't know when your appeal will be heard, but we do start tomorrow night. You might be in this week's queue, you might be in next week, as I say.
Fine.
But all decisions will be made in March. If your appeal is denied, you can come back next year. If you were granted a reduction, you cannot appeal again until the next evaluation in 4 years. If you don't agree with the board's decision, you can take the next step and appeal your decision in court. And then instructions on how to do that will be in your letter that you received.
Okay.
Okay? Very good.
All right, well, thank you very much.
Thank you, and good luck.
My back hurts a little, so I'm moving a little slow.
Please, there's so many things that hurt a little. I hear you. Not the same as it used to be.
I know.
And when it rains, it's worse.
Rain doesn't bother me. I like the rain. I sit there in my
No, but it's
lazy
just-
boy and look out the window.
No, but it's like, it wreaks havoc on your joints.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you
Good luck.
too. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
How you doing?
Good to see you.
Nice to see you. How are you doing?
Great.
Oh man, it's just craziness.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Life good?
I had another, I think I left it on my desk, but I was doing homework for the children.
Oh, I'm
Anyway,
so sick of doing this.
all right, let's just get.
This is my last shot, and then I'm moving.
this here. We're in the majority. All right, so we're being recorded. The time is 10 a.m. And you are Sean Braga, 89 Barlow Place. And your townhouse you valued at $917,900. You're asking to go to $680. Okay. So, Sean, if you would just raise your right hand, I need to swear you in.
Do I need to stand up?
No. Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right. And we'll just sign next to the X.
Thank you. You've been doing a lot of these today, or?
Started at 9. Not too bad. It's not too bad this year, which is good. It won't be overwhelming. Exhausted and be like, oh, okay.
I think last year was overwhelming.
Yeah. And I was being on the board. I was telling you what was going on. I was like listening and texting.
I was the only one who wasn't recorded last year.
That's what
And
Jen said.
And Jen's been on this to like.
Well, and we had never done that before. When I was on those other years, 6 years ago, we never.
Yeah, I feel like it was on purpose. I was on point last year. I was like, this year I have a lot of, we went through it. It's just like.
And I still don't understand why you got the letter in February.
So someone came around the property and saw that we built a fireplace. But I also took down that ugly looking thing off the back.
Yeah.
And I took down that huge deck.
Oh.
So I have that in here, but that's what I did that myself during quarantine.
Yeah.
which was fun.
Wait,
It was.
You took that off?
That's not off. I didn't know what to do.
Back.
In the back there was that.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do with that front. Like we went back. I wish I squared it up.
Yeah, I know.
So I took. That's the deck. But
Yeah.
that was really dangerous for the kids. They kept getting splinters, so I just took it apart.
Yeah.
And remember that glass? It was all glass. So it was heated. So I got my first heating bill in it. And when I first got out, Jen, we have to move out of here. Like we can't afford to live here because they have heated floors that were heating the glass room.
Oh my God.
And they must have cranked it up all the way. So I get my first bill and I'm like, it was like $900. I'm like, oh my God! I was like, I'm like, we can't live here.
Jeez.
And I figured it out. I turned the heat off, and I was like, all right. And that was dangerous because my kids play so many sports. So it was like running and they throw against the glass and breaking windows.
Yeah. And that's one of those things that they come and they just like plop it in and then they just attach it to the house.
Well, it was well built. It took me forever to get rid of it apart.
Okay, so let's talk about.
Okay. So I guess would I start with the comparables, or should I let you know where?
Yeah.
Okay. So the comparables that we.
And they're in here too. Yeah.
The first one I'd like to go over is this one, 37 Limerick Road. Limerick, so Limerick is probably the most comparable to our neighborhood. It's as close to where we live in town, beautiful neighborhood. So the whole thing was that, we were close to town, right?
Yeah.
Which is a thing of the past, in my eyes, being close to the train station.
Yeah.
half the people not even going back to New York City. So we have this one, it's 8 bedrooms, total rooms, 8 rooms, bedrooms 4, 2 full and 1 partial, which is pretty close to ours.
Mhm.
The total square foot is 2,600
Yeah.
of livable space. Our livable space is 25, let me get it for you.
Oh, yeah, I'm watching right now, it's, 2535.
2535 is our livable. I didn't know, so is livable space considered, so our house has a staircase that's like in the, you know, the typical colonial has it in the middle of the house, so it
Yeah.
goes up and it takes up a
Yeah.
bunch of livable space. Are you let to know?
I mean, you know, I honestly don't know how they figure out the exact square footage, but they have your first floor at 1275 and your second story at 1260.
Okay. And the basements, I mean, I don't know if you.
Basement, they don't consider that
Yeah.
livable space.
I was gonna say, if you saw it, when they sold out, I basically cleaned it up and just tore out the bar and.
Yeah, it was
Jen
gross.
still barely wants to go down there.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's basically.
It's a dungeon.
Yeah.
And it was very,
The whole house is so gross.
yeah, I hate the M word, but it was very moist.
Yeah. It was, everything was disgusting, and
Yeah.
you know, the good thing for me is I come from a painting background, so I
Yeah.
just.
Yeah, you got rid of the smoky smell and.
Yeah, I did all the painting, so.
So that's a good one.
So this one you got, let's see, I think this one matches up pretty well, on everything. And we have a couple friends on this neighborhood, and it's, they
Limerick.
love it.
Oh, yeah, Limerick is a great street.
Yeah, the whole thing was with.
Yeah, this one's next to the highway, right?
That one is next to the highway. So we threw that one on there, and because the last time we were here, they said because you're so close access to town, the highway and the trains. So I said, well, this one's, you know, it's next to the highway, it's next to the trains, and it's next to, you know, to town. It's basically in town. So that was our reasoning for having this one.
I see.
So, you know, if that's the reason why we're so high, it's, you know, here's one that's basically in town. And
I see.
look, I hear the trains in highway just as much as they probably hear the trains in highway.
Yeah.
So, I mean, some people see it as positive, some people see it as a negative. You know, in the wintertime, you hear everything from where we
Yeah.
are. It's basically our backyard. But yeah, that was the reason why we put that. And this one's assessed value is very low.
All right, and then, Orchard Hill, that's another comparable street to yours.
And so Orchard Hill, yeah, so we have friends that live on Orchard Hill, and they love the neighborhood and it's a beautiful area. This one's very similar, where the assessed value is at $483,700, which, you know, the property tax is right at where we think our house should be. You know, it's a desirable neighborhood, you got the Fairfield U, you're close to town as well.
You know what, are these current, are these, let me just look.
So this is from,
Because,
I thought we had to do it from the year,
yeah,
yeah, this is from the years October 1st, 2019 to October 1st, 2020,
let's see
right?
what they did with their assessment here. All right, 745, yeah, okay. Because they've got, yeah, Orchard Hill right now, their assessed value is, they even went down. Their assessed value is 464,310.
So even better.
And,
So everyone else is going down. I think they have ours assessed as like it's a brand new house, like a brand new building, you know, on the water.
let me just check Limerick too. Limerick assessment went down too. they're down to 452, 550. And appraised at 646, 500. That's very much in line with where you want to go.
That's correct. And so these are the three comps that we have that are,
I'll just get the
Yeah.
other one. Yeah.
that we say more specific. And we only threw this other one on here because the whole thing was we're close to town.
I know, I hear you.
Close to the train, which this one is right there too.
Yeah, even Orchard Hill, what does it say? Their assessment, their appraised value, 663, 300. And, yeah, they went down from 691. Yep, so, all right. Assessment.
Is there like a way that they figure out the assessments? Like, is it like a calculator based, or is it someone just goes around and?
I mean, with the reval, they ask to go in your house,
Mhm.
and they were, they split this town into sections, which we're still trying to call it, and they're still fighting. Because some of it just doesn't make any sense. The university area, as you know, is a large tract there on both sides. They've got one side being more valuable than the other side,
Mhm.
Like, let me see, what side are you on? When you're actually south, you're like right in the middle. So I don't know where they have you. I know they've got on the left side, they've got that being more valuable than on the right side, which doesn't make sense because, there's neighborhoods like Fort Town. All those assessments went down in Tanner Park. And, there's the other neighborhood, Winton Park. I can't remember, I think they went from Baldwin. I should tell you, go down, I went for a walk.
It doesn't make any sense.
No.
I was wondering, I'm like.
So you've got some good comps here, Sean, and, I was so furious the last time because I wanted to go back, and because I knew it was just like, we gotta revisit those, and they wouldn't do it, so, because it was at the very end of the.
I'm telling you, something fishy went on last year.
And
I was on point.
Well, that was when I was on, and then last year when you came back again, you were out on it, because it was the Democrats were the majority.
It's crazy.
This year,
Yeah, good.
and you're in.
Nice.
And, the other thing they're doing, just so you're aware of, there's a bill being introduced in the Senate in Connecticut to, get rid of all permit parking in the beach area.
I saw that.
So that is being supported by President That's our state.
I just got that message
There's
yesterday.
Michael Grant.
There's a petition going around, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
You
no.
gotta sign it.
Do you think that's gonna go through?
I hope to God not, but the Democrats in charge of it. So she's been unopposed for so many years.
We're this close to moving. If I didn't go.
The Caitlin and Stephen, they're selling their house.
Yeah.
And they're gonna go into rental, and they're just positioning themselves if they have to move to be ready to go. If we come make a exploratory tour down south, and it makes me so sad, but I might go with it someday.
You don't wanna leave. It's like, it's the whole thing's so sad. I don't wanna leave. Both our parents are close.
Really.
They're ruining the country.
Yeah. So, anyway, his name is Michael Grant.
Okay.
He's running to oppose Kristen McCarthy. He's just dad. North Stratfield School dad, and he lives on the same street as she does. But he just said,
I just don't get, like, honestly, like, I'm just like, I'm blown away. I just don't get the thinking. Like, from, you know, outside, it's just so, it's so absurd.
The thinking is, we don't care about what you little constituents want. We don't represent you, and we're not representing your wishes and what you want. We're just going with party line progressive ideas, you know, to match the national insanity progressive ideas.
It's so sick. I'm just like.
It's so sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I have a business, and it's the business I've literally been growing up my whole entire life.
Yeah.
And I finally, and I'm like, I don't know what we do, but like, I'm like, we'll figure it out. And I'm like, I honestly, I'm like, I don't know what we, you know, because Jen's been home. She has her teacher's license, which is, you know, but she's been home, and I'm like, I'm at the point where I'm like, we were almost at the point with the math. We were just like, it was getting to the point where we were just like, I can't do it to our kids anymore.
I hear you.
And we were really good about, all through the whole thing, I had sports going for the kids. I did it, you know, even when at the beginning, when they were like, because I'm in this biotech field, I knew it was a bunch of bullshit.
Right.
I go to
It didn't take long, like a month in, initially everybody was like,
yeah, okay, yeah.
I mean, we were all like, whoa.
Yeah.
And then like a month in, we started, you know, like Caitlin and I started saying, well, this doesn't make any sense. And then, you know, I started following Alan Berenson and people like that, and just like, once you started digging, and
I
looking
call on
out
all
there.
those companies like Pfizer.
Ah.
They didn't make me mask in the middle of it. In the middle of the whole thing, I go to their site where they were creating the vaccines, and I'm like, they didn't ask for me to be vaccinated. They didn't ask nothing.
So,
And I'm on campus there, and I'm like, you didn't ask. I know for a
why
fact.
are you going there?
Because I sell nitrogen generators that produce gas for the entire labs.
Oh my God.
So I'm calling on Moderna. I'm calling on this. I'm blown away by like, and like everybody else. So you go into New York City with this, you like basically, and our field service engineers, you know, vaccinating this, they're like, no, you know, I feel I'm not getting, you know, whatever.
Sean, unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Pfizer was one of the ones that was the most lenient out of all of them.
Everybody's walking around.
Yeah. And they didn't ask for most of the companies I went into, they would ask me to sign my waivers, my life away, being like I haven't had a sniffle, and you know, like I have no idea this, that. They didn't ask me to do anything. And I'm like, this is unbelievable. I'm like, here you guys are enforcing it. There was a whole big thing in Pfizer with the scientists, because some of them wouldn't get vaccinated, so they were going to can them. And I never followed up. I followed up with the girl, and she never like responded to me. I'm assuming she got let go, but she was one of the the Pfizer chemists, so they're the chemists, and they like it was all the moms basically. Anyone who was a mom or wanted to have the older women were getting vaccinated, but there was a whole big thing within the site where it was mostly the women, because they didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And so they wouldn't get, there's a decent group, but like everyone else was pressured to get it.
Yeah.
To get in.
And now, do you think they'll get apologies for any of these people? Like, well, we were really duped, or we were, you know.
I want one from Belgium.
I know. God help us, Sean. I'll tell you.
I don't know.
We have to keep praying for this country because we're in rough shape.
Did they end up selling their house?
Oh, yeah, we're selling in 3 days.
No.
Less than 3 days.
It's like I want to like take advantage of it, because like right now it's like
Well, that
never
was
going to be
that
like
was
that
the
again.
thinking, you know, like how long is this really going to last?
It's got a tank, right?
Oh,
It's got it.
trees don't grow to the sky.
Yeah, it has to. There's just, we think, I'm like, should we do it? But then we're like, we don't want to go anywhere else. Our kids love our neighborhood. They love the kids in the neighborhood.
Grandparents and everything.
Yeah. But
It breaks my heart to even think about it.
go live down in Charleston. You're paying $2,500, $3,000, and I'm like,
Exactly. Yeah. I know. That was one of the places we looked at.
it's like,
And it's like little northeast, community down there, so many people from
A lot of
Maryland
people.
down there, yeah.
So we thought about that, but I have to, for my company, I have to be in the territory that we basically are selling in. So I sell a product, and it's basically, do you know what a distributor is? It's like you sell products for a manufacturer.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like a distributor, so I sell, but I don't have to hold the paper. So if the project's a big project and the company doesn't pay, I don't just have to sell my house, to pay for it. So the company holds the papers when I sell the product. And then you just get a portion of whatever you sell type of thing. So it's 100% commission, and it's neat, but like I have to be in my territory or else. So New England, New Jersey, and New York is my territory, so I can go anywhere. So we thought about going to New Hampshire. I'm like, I don't like the cold as much. Like my body's achy, But we thought about moving up to New Hampshire. And, I don't know.
And you feel like, how long can I keep running?
Yeah, well, I don't want to run. So we're hoping that things are gonna hopefully people get normal.
Hope so. I hope you're right. But we gotta change things around in the state.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Tony Wong's doing an awesome job.
Oh, amazing.
Unbelievable guy.
Amazing.
He's just a good person. That's what they need, more people that are good people like him.
Yeah, we had there was a meeting last night, RTC meeting, and it was, and the league woman voters set up was like so painfully obvious, so one-sided.
It's so crazy.
Yeah. All right, so we should.
Do you need any of this?
Wrap this up. No, I think I have all of that, don't I, Sean?
Yeah,
I have the comp.
You have the comps, okay.
Yeah, and when I present this, I can pull everything up here.
Okay. If you need anything else from us, let me know.
Okay. All right.
Thank you very much.
I'll text you right away.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks. Good to see you.
Nice to see you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
So where's Caitlin and where are they gonna rent it?
Still up in the air. Yeah. Still up in the air.
We rented at those new places. It's like, I think it shot up big time.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about?
In the Anchorage? Oh, Stonebridge.
It's not Stonebridge, right across the street, the new one, they had the pool, they had.
Yeah.
We rented there, for.
Yeah, my friend Rita came there with the pool and everything.
Yeah, it's nice, especially for the summer, but
Yeah.
I think it shot up. When
Yeah.
we were there, it was
Oh,
like
definitely.
half, right?
Definitely has, and they go so quickly, it's hard to find one, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good
Nice
to see
seeing
you,
you.
Sean. Bye-bye. Hi, Adam?
Yes.
Hi, Adam. I'm Helene Daly.
Hi, Helene. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
How are
I'm
things?
one of 7 board members. I'm going to hear your appeal today.
I
And
appreciate
to let you know, we are being recorded.
Okay.
The time is 10:22, and I'm going to swear you in.
Okay.
Uh,
And I'm your next 3, basically. We moved
Oh.
from yesterday at 6:40 to 10:30 because it's all kind of part of the same
Oh, okay.
appeal. I just have 3 parcels.
I see.
So
Okay.
it's
All right,
10,
so
we
we'll-
moved one to 10:20, so we have 10:20, 10:30.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
All right, so if you'll raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll just go ahead and,
Do I need to sign here?
I'm next to the,
You want me to sign the other 2?
We'll do it while we're here. This one is, yeah. Okay.
Then we're looking for number 105, which would be
Yeah,
93
and then
mix.
this is the one for here, right? Yeah. And then this one is, yeah. Okay. Very good.
All right.
So,
So let me orient you with
Yes.
what we're looking at first, and then I can kind of go into what happened and.
perfect.
All right, so I moved August of 2021 into Southport. We bought John Donovan's house. I don't know if you know him.
Yeah, yeah.
He's on the Southport Conservancy.
Mhm.
Super amazing family. They had 3 lots, but they're all in one deed.
Mhm.
The 3 lots are 98 Banks Place, where the house is, and then 2 vacant unbuildable lots. 93 Banks Place, which is majority covered by wetlands and is basically unbuildable because of the setbacks from the wetlands and then neighboring houses.
Uh-huh.
And then 900 Pequot, which is adjacent, contiguous to the 98 Banks plot, but unbuildable due to lack of access, both to Pequot or to Banks Place.
Okay.
So here is basically a map, so you can see it, right? This is the map and the classification of the land. It used to have farm status under the Donovans.
So 90.
Yeah, so that's 93, yeah, that's the house.
That's the house.
Yeah, that's the house.
Got it.
And then this is the smaller parcel, this is a 0.9 acre parcel that is majority covered. It's like mostly wetlands, especially in the summer as they grow. And then there's another house here, which makes it basically impossible to build because of the
Right.
setback between the
House
wetlands.
here, here, and here.
So this is another house, 129 Banks.
Uh-huh.
There's another house here, and then
Yeah.
there's another house over here. Like, but
What street is, what's this house?
that's south. That would be the end of the cul-de-sac of Southgate.
Oh, right.
Right. So if you were to,
Yep.
if you were to kind of like cut through the back of the Stupak's house, I don't know if you know Dan and Danielle Stupak. Their house, you could cut through it, and then you get to this parcel, which is directly next to this house. 129 Banks shares a wall that divides the end of the cul-de-sac houses with that house.
Okay.
So anyhow, so non-buildable and non-buildable, and I have that on record from the zoning. Matt Decker from Fairfield zoning. So anyhow, the reason why I believe this occurred is because when we moved, we weren't ready to start farm operations, and so we lost, our farm status, which is 100% kosher.
Yeah.
I had absolutely no issue with that. The problem is that somehow, in a non-revaluation year, they decided to change the fair value by 60%, almost entirely driven by the vacant non-buildable lots.
Oh, interesting.
So let me show you, just to kind of summarize what we're looking at here. Do you mind if I scooch over a second? Okay, so this is all from the assessor, and I easily confirmed, right? So in 2020, this was the fair value, okay, unaffected by farm status. Only the assessed value is affected by farm status. Fair value of the 3 plots.
Well, the fair value is,
Unaffected by farm status. The farm status only lowers, so assessed value is 70% of fair value.
right.
And that 70% can be dropped dramatically by the farm status. And I can show you how it works.
Okay.
So the fair value in 2020 was this. The fair value in 2021 is now this.
Mm-hmm.
So they increased the fair value of the main plot by 18%, 335,000, 696,000 for 900 peak lot.
Oh my God.
And
Stop it.
yeah, and this plot, which was 90,000, again, remember, unbuildable lot, unbuildable vacant land. They increased the value of this 0.9 acre lot by 328,000.
Wow.
So
Can we see
yeah,
that map again?
absolutely.
So why, that's unbuildable because of wetlands?
This one is unbuildable due to wetlands. This one is
Well, this
unbuildable
one,
due to
you
lack.
can't even access it, so,
No, you can access it. This one you can access because it's this is Banks Place as you come down, right? This is Banks Place as you come down.
no.
So
I
you
see.
can't access it. You cannot access this one.
Oh, this
Right.
is the one.
This is
Okay.
unaccessible, this is unbuildable due to the wetlands setback.
Okay,
It's between the wetlands and the house, the 129 Bank's house, right? So you need a certain amount of setback.
and this is, how many, this is
This is a 0.9 acre plot,
0.9 acre.
and this is a 2.54 acre plot. I'll leave you with this, or it's in my appeal,
Yeah.
and it has all that, and
Yeah.
I'll show you. So anyhow, getting back to here. So just to show you, right? These were the fair values in 2020. Because of the farm status in 2020, these were the assessed values. So instead of being 70%, they were much lower than 70%. In the case of the 2 vacant lots, nothing, right? So I'm not appealing that you're going to change the assessed value back to 70% of this value. I'm appealing that you increase the fair value. So if you look at what my proposal is, all I do is keep the fair value unchanged. Note, the assessed value will go up dramatically because now I'm taking 70% of the full fair value that you guys did in the revaluation year in 2020. I'm not saying for a second that I want you to give me farm status. That is not what I'm appealing. I just want to make that like 1,000,000,000% clear. All I want you to do is stick by the rules that you put on the website, which is you change the fair value of these plots once every 5 years,
Yeah,
and to randomly change the value by 400% seems sort of crazy.
this is a little confusing to understand. So you want to go to 1,
So in 2020, these were the fair values of the lot.
yeah,
I'm proposing to hold them exactly constant in line with the revaluation that occurred in 2020. We should not change the fair value. The assessed value will go up dramatically. Why? Because we lose farm status. Instead of so basically the way you calculate assessed value is 70% of fair value,
right,
right? So to calculate the assessed value, all we're going to do is instead of using that number, which was dramatically lowered, we just use 70% of the fair value. And that, by the way, before I moved, I calculated what my taxes were going to go up because we already knew
yeah.
that I was going to lose farm status.
Are you seeking to get farm status back again?
Yes, but it takes a little while.
Yeah.
I moved in August. We would have had to have been ready to go by October.
Yeah.
So we're not going to be able to we weren't able to, I talked to Ross about it. He's like, yeah, I mean, I'm going to need a whole bunch of stuff. And I'm like, well, certainly we're not going to be growing something as soon as the winter starts, right, as soon as we move. So he said, all right, well, I'll remove the farm status. And then next year, if you're ready, you can reapply for it. And I said, absolutely no problem. Expecting that my taxes would go up by the changes in the assessed value as a function of the assessed value going from basically 0 to 70% of fair value, right?
Yeah, except that, this is tricky because, they want your fair value to be, the assessed value to be 70% of your fair value.
Which I have no problem.
Yeah.
That's my appeal. They're putting it at, they're changing the fair value. If you look at what they did, right, they want, think about it, if we just kept the fair value as the appraiser of Fairfield made it in the revaluation year at 254, you take 70% of that, right?
Right.
Instead, they're trying to charge an assessed value on $665,000. That's 3 times this number.
So what are they supporting besides just?
So I got tons we'll go into, I wanted to hammer home first
Okay.
the main key point here.
Gotcha.
That this is sort of like bureaucracy somehow gone wrong.
Yeah.
Because we have clear rules as stated. 2020 appraisal is what drives the fair value of the land for 5 years.
Right.
Those values were dramatically changed by 60% across all 3 lots, but in the vacant lots, 300%.
And was that changed because of what you paid for the?
I don't know if that's why.
Well,
I certainly paid a lot for the property, a lot more than I probably should have, and according to some brokers, but it doesn't really matter, right? Because I bought it in August of 2021. So that is well after the revaluation period. So where I bought it is irrelevant.
Right.
And I think that is probably why but obviously we both know what the markets did between October 1, 2020 and August 15th, 2021. So I've got that, we'll get to this. I will, you'll get all that. I'm not gonna like hide what I paid for it. Obviously it's public record and I have it in my discussion. But I think what he did was he recharacterized the vacant unbuildable lots as like, I could sell them and people could build houses on them. And so I'm gonna take you through what that logic and what that's worth is.
Okay.
I talked to him about it. He said that they recharacterized the acreage from acreage to square feet, which is a unit of measurement conversion. As somebody who deals with numbers, should not matter.
Especially if it's unusable.
Correct. So, all right. So let's go with the thesis for a second that he thinks these lots are vacant and buildable.
Okay.
Let's pretend that's what he thinks. I don't know, but let's pretend. So the first thing I did was pull up vacant lot sales that are buildable. And because there's so few in the base period, I went back, I expanded it 2018 to all the way through 2020. So there are only this many, I mean, this Fairfield and who deals in vacant lots, more importantly, right? So they're just, this is just all of them, over half an acre. I did get rid of the ones that are like 2 acres. So this is half an acre or more. The price, none of the fair values of these changed from 2020 to 2021. That's also important to note. It's not like he globally made a change to how he treats vacant lots. And all I did was calculate the price per acre, because there's no homes. This is easy. This is just what is the value of the land as a percent, versus the whole land. So I calculated a price per acre of $169,000 across these fair values that the assessor did for 2020 across these properties. And then I used that price per acre, and I calculated what the implied value would be for my vacant lots. And using those numbers, buildable lots. I mean, these are like, there are some houses now on these lots. You know for sure that they are buildable. I get values in this, for mine, of these prices. Okay, so just so you know, he's got $950,000 for the 2.5 acre lot and $418,000 for the 0.9 acre lot in Joey Fuck by What. And these are the prices per acre of all the vacant lot sales for the base period as well as the year before the base period.
So 90 was here for 900.
Yeah, so he changed the fair value in a non-revaluation year from 254 to 950. Having nothing to do, remember, the assessed value is like, $990, right? This is, the farm stats have nothing to do with the fair value. And I looked it up, it's not like this is only on our property, there are lots of properties with farm status, and if you look at their fair value versus their assessed value, their fair value does not change. It's only the assessed value.
Well, the valuation in 2021 was reflective of the reval that took place in 2020.
But the fair value in 2021 should be exactly the same as the fair value in 2020. It's 2019 to 2020 where the fair values change.
Yes, but that was the reval number appeared in 2021.
But not on the 2020. The 2020 numbers for every single fair value property that you have that didn't have a major improvement or change are the exact same across the entire thing.
Went back to 2015.
If you go to
when that reval was done.
Right, 2019, 18, 17, 16, and 15, those all have the same fair values. Then 2020, 21, 22, 23, and 24 will all have the same fair values. Right, in other words, 19 to 20 is where if you go on the vision database for any property that didn't have any improvements, 19 and 20 will always have the same fair values.
Well, there's 19 and 20.
Yeah.
19.
Which property is this?
This is 90.
Yeah, no, you got to take, I know for a fact that okay, so you want to see 19 to 20. Yeah, that's no problem.
So 19 appraised value is 2 million.
Right, so 19 to 20, you would expect a change, right? Because the reval happened in 2020 versus
Right.
19. So 2020 and 2021, if you pull up your house, you could pull up your house and you could look, your 2020 and your 2021, unless you did work on it, will be exactly the same.
Yeah,
So there should be no change. But the first point, we could just stop now, in my opinion, is fair value of property in Fairfield cannot change unless you make material changes to the property from 2020 to 2021. And somehow he increased the value of my property by 61%. so that's like the full stop. There was a chance you were going to say, yeah, obviously, I know that, we can be done. But I can then support, what I was going to go through is basically supporting the valuation that he's putting on these vacant lots.
right, and you're thinking because you got rid of the farm status, is that?
Yeah, when the farm status went off, he mistakenly felt that he could change the fair value of the property when all he should have done was change the assessed value of the property. Right? Instead of charging me 1% of fair value for the property, he should have charged me 70% of the fair value for the property, not changed the fair value of the property. Do you see the distinction?
Mm-hmm.
So if you could look up any property and you could see that 2020 and 2021 fair values are the same unless there was a building improvement or a
No, actually. Pull up the 20, yeah, 2021, yeah.
all.
Yeah.
I've spent a ridiculous amount of time. I've got about 40 comps here.
And when you asked him about that, he said what?
He said that when he took off the status, he changed the designation of the land from acres to square feet, which is a conversion. It's a unit of measurement conversion.
Acres.
And then he said you should appeal.
Oh.
Yeah. He said you're gonna win. He said he doesn't tell people that often. He's like, focus on the value of the vacant lots. I spent like a couple hours with Ross on this because it's a humongous change in taxes for me.
Yeah.
So my first point, just to crystallize it, is the fair value should not change, only the assessed value should change.
Yeah.
That should be, hopefully the board will just recognize that principle, because if we don't allow that principle, think about what that means for people coming to Fairfield. I just moved here in August, knew what my taxes would be, and then because the 2020 valuation had already been done, the revaluation had already been done, and now you're telling me you can charge me 60% more. That's totally unfair.
Yeah.
So if the board wants further evidence beyond that, now I will say, okay, let's attack his valuation right here, right? This 2021 valuation, which is a part of the reval. Like, let's just pretend.
Yeah, but if we change the appraised value, then it automatically changes the assessed value. It lowers it.
Yeah. We're 100. If you go based on my argument and you just say we agree with the town's valuation from 2020, nothing has been done to the land since then.
Yeah.
We're just going to go to the 2021. We're just going to put 2021 right back where it should be, in line with every other property that didn't have any changes to it in the vision system. Then I'm done. I don't want to argue any further. If we need to go into what these things really are worth as of the base period, I have a ton of research that I can share with you about it.
But you're saying raise the assessed value.
100%. I'm going to pay 26% more taxes as a function of losing the farm status. I'm going to pay taxes on 2.69% times $326,000 more dollars as a function of losing farm status. And I am not arguing that. Hopefully no one mistakes that I'm trying to argue that. Not at all. All I'm saying is this is the mistake. This part of the box. Keep the fair value in line with every other property in Fairfield, which doesn't change in a non-revaluation year, and tax me 70% of that because I no longer have
Okay.
farm status.
Okay,
That's it.
gotcha. Keep the fair value the same.
In line with
And the
everyone
assessment will change
as a
because of the
function, losing the farm
Got
status.
it, got it.
Exactly. And this
Okay.
table, if you look at this table versus this table, it might take a minute to I know there are a lot of numbers on it,
Yeah.
but like if you just looked at it as one property, it would be easier, right? It's just
Right.
that there's three. So like, if you look, he's saying that the value of 93 banks went from 90,000 to 418,000, right? The fair value of it. How does a property change that has had no improvement whatsoever? And this has been the value of it, like it doesn't, it's crazy, all right? And so he increased it by that. I'm saying, don't do that. Now, I don't get it to be only, right, even though the fair value is 90, he only assessed it for tax purposes at 340.
Yeah.
That I lose. That has to go to 70% of that number. And that's what I did here. I make it go from 340 to 63,000, which is exactly 70% of 90,000,
Gotcha.
right? And I just say, okay, you got, and from the Board of Appeals perspective,
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about that. That's the assessor's job to make sure that the 70% assessed value is right.
Right.
All we as citizen and appeals board have to worry about is the fair value of the property.
Right.
So this is assessed value here, right? Assessed value here, all these numbers are going up, right? They're all going up as a function of increasing.
Really good. Really good. It took me a while to figure out exactly what you're saying, but I get it now.
Okay.
All right, thank you for explaining that.
I'm glad, because it took me a little bit to really think about it and understand what was going on here.
Right.
But when you look at so many of these comps and you see every single one, no fair value change, no matter what exemptions, no matter what anything, there is no change in the value of the land
Right.
or the value of the property between 2020 and 2021 on a fair value basis.
Right.
And that is the appeals board's job.
Yeah.
Right? Farm status, no farm status, we could argue about that. I have no desire to. I absolutely am not running a farm currently.
What is the percentage that they attribute to farm status in the assessment?
Well, it obviously depends on the amount of land that you can get characterized. Where's that map that I have?
Right here, this one.
Okay, yeah. So this was the original map that was filed by John when he filed for the farm status. And you can see it basically comes down to how you characterize the land, right? So the single family house is 0.75 acres. Everything else is pasture, woodland, or wetland,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if it's tillable land, pasture, or woodland, or wetland, you can get exempted for it. And that's how these numbers are basically super low,
I see.
right? Because they have a multiplier, and this is all in the assessor's office. It has nothing to do with the Board of Appeals.
Yeah.
You could maybe once that if I were to disagree with how he, when I do reapply for farm status, how he applies the farm status, then I would appeal that.
So what will you be doing with farm status?
So we are going to be growing, basically making jelly. We're going to be doing, we're going to do strawberry, raspberry, and blueberry jelly. My wife is very excited about it.
Oh.
I mean, there's a ton of, and we also have an apple orchard on the property, so we may try to figure out how we're going to use that. Maybe some like pepper jellies too, because peppers grow really well on the property. So there's a ton. I mean, it's 5 acres. It's an amazing space. It does abut the train line, which is why we were able to get it.
Yeah.
That was something that we can talk about if you want, but yeah, the property is incredible. I'm very excited about it.
I didn't even know that was back there. I mean, I did sort of, but I didn't know.
It's behind the two, do you know where Banks Place is on Beach Road?
Yeah.
So you know the two houses before that, before the turn? The properties when their properties end, it's behind that and between them and the train line.
Interesting.
So it's kind of this like little squeezed in spot.
That's cool.
And, I think the reason why Serge, who was the guy who sold it to the Donovans, was able to buy those lots is because they abut the train line, there's no access to them. And so the people were willing to give it, willing to sell it whenever they did a long time ago.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it.
Yeah, there you go. Right.
So that's that smaller lot.
Yes, this is the lot, right? 98. This is 93 Bank.
93.
Exactly. This is the cul-de-sac, the end of the cul-de-sac of Southgate.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This is 129 Banks. This is my house.
Uh-huh.
And this is the 900 Peak lot.
Interesting.
Right? So you can see the train line is here. There's no access to this lot because these houses are all
And
surrounded.
you're far enough, I mean, you know.
I took a video
These
yesterday.
people right here on Pequot probably have just as much noise from the train as you do.
No. I mean, I don't know. Here, I'll show you. This is last night. I figured I'd take a video just to show you when a train goes by. They also put in freaking halogen lights, which is really annoying.
Oh.
So there's the train in the backyard. So it's there. Right? And it's there 70 times a day. It's not there twice a day. And that's not a freight train, right? That's a commuter train. When a freight train comes by, you feel it. So that's kind of, if we're going to get into the true fair value of this stuff, as of October 1, 2020, this property sat on the market for a year. The one that we bought in August of 21?
Yeah, 286 days.
Yeah. So it doesn't sit on the market. Do you know the kind of market? Like, remember, after COVID, after the revaluation stamp,
Oh, yeah, Andy has that.
it was really I mean, it's a gorgeous,
Oh, yeah.
gorgeous house.
Yeah,
I love the house. We're super happy with the house.
No, I saw real estate, so I remember this. Yeah, it was beautiful.
Thank you.
Gorgeous. Yeah.
So the reason why it's sad.
Where did you move from?
Brooklyn. Yeah. We were ready. Most of our friends had left, and we have a 7-year-old and a 2.5-year-old.
Oh,
We were ready to just kind of make the move.
And are you happy?
We are really happy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to take a little while to kind of really get embedded here, but my kids love their schools. It's good. So far, so good.
I mean, it's like there's so many. I've got clients, 3 right now from Brooklyn trying to move up here.
It's
but
tough.
now it's like, no, there's nothing. There's
nothing.
nothing.
And think about it. In this property, as beautiful as it is, sat for 286 days when Westport literally had 2 properties for sale. And the reason why, and this I have a broker note where my broker was basically like, I've tried to sell this to everyone. No one wants it because they don't want to pay $3 million plus for a property that has a train going through it 70 times a day, no matter what. And that's why it's sat. And I can show you the letter from the broker if you want. But anyhow.
Oh, excuse me.
No, we only have a couple minutes left, so I did want to show you 1 or 2 comps.
The good news is there's 4 realtors on Board of Assessment Appeals right now, which is really great.
Okay, good.
Really great.
So they have an idea of true value. Like they'll know, like this property, it's gorgeous, but it sat for 286 days when there was no other competing inventory.
Yeah.
Right? And my broker told me I was nuts for buying it. And I was like, well, there's nothing else, and I like this.
Yeah.
And I'm from Brooklyn. I don't care about the train, or I'll get used to it.
Okay.
But you know, she was adamant. We were going to build a house in Westport, and she was like, "You should not do this." But we're happy with our decision, and I feel more like a Fairfielder than a Westport person anyway. So yeah,
I get it.
that was why ultimately we were like, "This is absolutely the best thing we can buy. We don't have to build anything." And it's not in Westport, it's in Fairfield, and we like that better.
It's got all those charm, it's just amazing. Amazing location, really. Yeah, I mean, listen, you could be, my next door neighbors bought the house for $900,000, and on the other side of them, I mean, everybody on the street is like so sick of it. He's a high-end builder, but he does a lot of his work in his basement, like woodwork and millwork and everything. So it's a dumpster in his driveway all the time. And it's like, we're sick of it, so it doesn't, it doesn't even matter what you pay for your house. You can have a neighbor that is, horrible and does awful things, so you can't always count on, the fact that you've got a train in the backyard, well, it is what it is, but it's never going to change,
All that it does is reduce the value of the property.
Yeah.
That's it. The only negative is that it's really hard to sell. Because we're in a super luxury, let's be honest, $3 million, right? Like, people don't want to pay super luxury prices to have a train go through their backyard. And that's why she was like, I couldn't sell it. You're the 27th person I brought to this property.
Yeah.
It's not like 286 days, they don't, haven't shown it to everyone. And that was, I was like, okay, well, I happen to be from Brooklyn. I had sirens in my ears all the time. And I'm like, I think we'll get used to it.
Yeah.
So let me leave you with a couple of things just so that you have them. I don't know. For me, it could be full stop on the argument that I made already. But so what I did was I pulled buildable lots. I figured out the price of the fair value price based on the buildable lot sales. All right? But these are not buildable lots. They should be worth much less than that.
Right.
Here are 2 unbuildable lots. And you know why you know why I have them? Because they were donated for nothing. Okay? To the Aspen Land Trust. But everybody, assessors, the town of Fairfield records a fair value for every property every 5 years. And guess what? Fair value in 2020, $130,000. Fair value in 2021, $130,000. Right? Doesn't change. Every single property. So I calculated the price per acre of these unbuildable lots. Right? So that's $67,000 per acre. Ross is valuing mine at $450,000 an acre. If I use this price per acre, which I think is the fairest price you could use, the fair value of these 2 lots are $60,500 and $170,770.
Wow.
So that's based on just taking other unbuildable vacant lots and calculating a price per acre of them.
All right. So
I just put in what Ross had for. I just thought the easiest thing for me was to just show you, just keeping it what he had before. But those prices, even what he had before, the 254 and 90, are less. This is what these are. If you take price per acre of comparable unbuildable lots, and the reason I picked these 2 is one of them has significant wetlands, and that's why it's unbuildable, and this one has no access. So they're actually very.
When were those donated, or?
This one at the end of 2020, but this one a really long time ago.
Yeah.
This one
I know
20
there's
years
another
ago.
one on Old Academy that backs up to Audubon, and
I have them here. So these are the cards. So this one was sold on 12/30/2020. Also donated.
Yeah.
So even though the fair value is $130,000, it's really worth $0.
Yeah.
Because no one would ever buy it.
Right, and it just reduces taxes.
Yeah. And then this one is a long time ago, 1992. Yeah. So this one's forever ago. So these to me are the correct. If you just take the price per acre, there's no house, there's no way to argue about anything comparable. It's just price per acre. For me, if I were to try to argue what I think the value is of those 2 lots, it would be that. For ease with the board, though, I could argue just keep it the way it was.
Because, is that what we're going with, that number there?
Well, that's the 98 lot. 98 Banks lot?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
But the vacant lots, the numbers I put there, were just what Ross had just what the town had in 2020.
Right.
Because it's so much easier for me to make an appeal saying, don't change it. But if you want to make an argument, we can change it, we can put that.
So, and I can keep this, right?
Yes, you can. It should be also in my package that I submitted originally.
Oh, on this one, maybe in one of these. What did I say? So yeah, I just want to get clear on the other, two.
Yeah, so the 188 is the value for 98, but remember, you have to add all 3 together if you're gonna, you know what I mean? So this was, so all I did, if you go back to this guy.
And I have that, right?
It's in every one of my applications, but I can give it to you. I mean, I have copies of everything. And I have copies of
If
this
you wouldn't
one.
mind, I'll take that.
Yeah.
This one, we're gonna do this remotely.
Oh, you are? Okay. Okay, so these are the, let me see if I can actually organize it. I'm just giving my organized stuff.
Okay, so this is, yeah, so this is.
Okay, so you do have
three,
it.
right?
Yeah, you have it. Okay. And if you need it, I'm happy to give you another copy to keep with you.
Well, yeah, this has to stay with the packet.
So
I will take that. Yeah,
So-
that's great.
So
And you have copies of this already?
I do. These, however, I have multiple copies of these two to add to the packet because I did not do the vacant lot analysis before I submitted everything. So I have multiple copies of the vacant lot analysis stuff
Oh, okay.
if you want. So
yeah.
again, so here, this one, let's put this one in 93 Bank.
Yeah, well, this would go on the outside because it's a new document that needs to be scanned in.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So that would be 93 Banks, and then it's the same thing again for 900 Pequot. And I brought all the comps, I also brought all the comps. I also did an analysis of comps, for the whole property together. Do you think from the perspective of presenting to the board that it's just easier to keep it simple? Or do you
Yes.
want to, because it might be worth,
I mean, you could certainly give us information that we can scan in so that people can see it. It'll be on the, it'll be part of your file.
right.
And,
Okay, so here, in this one, let's attach these to the 900 Pequot.
900, yeah.
Why don't I take you, if we have, no, we don't. I think we might be out of time.
Oh, that's fine, we're fine.
I would love to, just explain to you what so you have a sense, if we used the values, you follow this analysis here?
Yeah.
That I just did price per acre, right,
Yeah.
of the comparable unbuildable lots, and then I multiplied that by the amount of acreage at each of the two properties, right? Because these are 0.9 and 2.54. So all I did was take the $67,000 that the comparable price per acre is, right? And I multiplied that by 0.9 in the case of 93 Banks, and I got 60,000.
Mm-hmm.
And I multiplied that by 2.54 in the case of 900 Pequot, and I got 170,000.
Mm-hmm.
So you could, if you want, I'm totally fine to leave it as what Ross had it for, what the town had it for fair value in 2020, and just say that should be what the fair value is for 2021. Because that is a very simple argument. 90,000 and, here, it's on this, it's actually right here.
Oh, yeah.
90 and 254.
Okay.
Right, that's what Ross, that's what the Fairfield town fair value is in 2020 and should be in 2021, without a doubt. Whether or not we want to reduce it from here to there is a secondary argument that we could have.
Let's try.
Okay.
Okay. And that is,
So that would be lower than what I have in this table, right?
that's a raised value.
This is all fair value, yeah, fair value, appraised value versus assessed. This is not assessed. This
Yeah.
is fair or appraised.
Yeah.
Right? So, and as the helpful hints make very clear, you don't even care about assessed value. All you care about is fair value or appraised value, right? So if you do want to change it, then we would have to change in the main application, we would have to change the number
Okay.
to, where's it's this guy here, right? So this 254,400, would have to change to 170,771
Well,
if you wanted to do that.
let's do a range, 170, 771. And then I'll
Yeah, cool.
make the case for
That's how that works.
that.
Yeah, and then the 93 banks would be here. Yeah, that would be the 65 on that.
60. Oops, 65. So 9. Okay.
And
What do you do for a living that makes you so organized?
I'm in finance. I do I'm a commodities trader.
Ah.
So the whole Russia-Ukraine thing right now is I have no idea what's going on for the last 40 minutes, and it could be very, very crazy because we just banned oil imports today. And I don't think we should do this anymore. Any more than what I do.
No, I've got it in my head now, and I'm glad that you took the time to really help me understand this. So, yeah, this is amazing, Adam. I mean, you really did your homework. Unbelievable.
Thank you.
And I will definitely do my best to, and you know, these are 3 appeals, so we're gonna really give this the time that it deserves. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
In the documentation, I also did a comp of my whole combined property versus everything that was traded in the base period between 1.8 and $5 million. I took everything in Southport between 1.8 and 5. There were 23 properties that traded during the base period, Aqua 119 to Aqua 2020.
Yeah.
And then they have pools. Some have Long Island Sound views. They certainly don't have a train. Right? You know, and I did that, and the value is around 2.45 for the whole property on a comp basis thing.
Right.
I also talked to real estate brokers who told me that prices went up about 20% from the base period to the time when I purchased.
Yeah.
So if you know what I mean? So like if you, and I have bank appraisals as a function when I bought that are substantially below my prices.
Yeah.
And you've got to then retrospectively reduce by 20%. There's so many ways in which I can attack the valuation that the new one is, but what we presented, I think, is about as simple as it gets.
Yeah. Great.
Awesome.
Thank you. I really, really appreciate your diligence here.
Well, thank you for your time and for doing this.
Absolutely. So, just so you know, start deliberations tomorrow night. You know, I don't expect you'll be in the queue right away, probably next week sometime. You'll be notified by the board within 7 days of the decision, and then all decisions are made in March. If your appeal is denied, you can come back next year. If you were granted a reduction, you cannot appeal again until the next revaluation of 4 years. If you don't agree with the board's decision, you can take the next step and appeal your decision in court. And then instructions on how to do that will be in your letter. Okay?
All right.
Well, thank you. This is amazing. I'm going to make a few more copies and keep this to myself. And thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, this is a new world for me, right? Moving from Brooklyn apartment to
Yes, oh my
to
God.
opening my house.
Are your children happy?
They love it. They love it. Mill Hill is fantastic. And, and we're really happy. Honestly, the only thing is that surprises how expensive it is to keep a house.
Yeah.
And then, open my envelopes, like, oh, by the way, your taxes are going to go up by $30,000 a year.
Oh, boy.
When I was like, no.
Well, thank you for taking the time to do this. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you, too.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Might have left my phone.
Oh, gosh, yes. You don't want to be without that.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye. Hey, Paula, it's Colleen, just calling you back. Oh, good, just finished up my morning. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I don't remember. Oh, 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 yeah. Well, I mean, we certainly have plenty of time in the month of August, in the month of March. It's not like we're rushed. So, I don't remember you saying that, but, I mean, does it matter if we start next week? Yeah, honestly, I was surprised we were starting tomorrow. That was news to me. I didn't know that we would. I just thought we would take a break and, start next week. I had no idea. And I was like, oh, we're doing it tomorrow? Oh, okay. I mean, then you'll feel stronger anyway. Um, did she do a lot? She did a lot of hearings? Yeah. Yeah. And it's a pain in the neck having to take, not being able to take these files and see them and, you can see them online, but it's not the same. That's why I'm making copies of, yeah. Not the same as like putting everything out on a spread, on the table and looking at it and, and then while you're looking at one, somebody else looking at it, I don't know. All right, well. Right. Mm-hmm. All right, and you feeling good? Oh. Oh, gosh. Just, yeah, so you know what, take the rest of the week and just get stronger, Paulette. Don't do this to yourself. What, the lightheadedness that be from medication, maybe? Mm-hmm. Oh, well, hey, pretty intense surgery. um, all right. Oh, yeah, I just was like, that might be at the Gala Club. I'm not sure how I'll be after doing some day drinking, All right, thanks, Paul, I feel better. Okay, bye.
Hi, how's it going? Good. It's all right. Oh, right, right, right. I can say, I had a house on Woodhouse, back It is mine.
I'll get through to you as well. Thank you so much. Thank you.
That's great, okay. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay, I guess I didn't so for sure. Okay. All right. Greg, I'm ready when you are. Your number, I need that, yes. One of the, the entire binder, like, really well organized. I mean, very compelling. Yeah, like this, I said, this is more, than a brain bowl. Yeah, he's still there. Oh. It's going in any of that. Yeah. What confuses me again is that I feel like we do all the time. At least I've had multiple ones where there's wetlands or wetland setback. And they take that percentage and they want to reduce the land, by that amount. Maybe we don't. We need to have a discussion about it. Well, in general, that is hard. So that is done on the land of it. I see that. So that's your key. But for every separate did that, hey, you did a 10% reduction. Whereas the person is stating that one third of the cost is that or conservation. Third is property is split rail and can't use can't involve and so on. So and there's another town is 10%. So the question is what is the one hand does it go to zero? No one behind you. So obviously So we're all gonna look, we're all gonna like click the link and start looking. So you're presenting your guide. I'm gonna be clicking on it, and we're all in our own houses. So I'm gonna be clicking there. Yeah. As well as the link. Right. Okay. You reached Bridget, I think it's your call right now, so leave a message and I'll get back to you.
Oops, forgot to end this recording. It's 11:51. It's the end of my session.